Like me.
Yeah.
That's Sara. These are just images.
That's the American version of it. Who's Italian? Who can speak that the way it's supposed to be spoken? I get my own watch. Yeah, that's me. Nope, that's not me. Okay, who's got Olivia? Oh, give me the. That is. That's. That's yours. Is there an Olivia down there? Because this is not an Olivia, but I can make it up.
Nice shirt.
Don't worry.
Olivia, yeah, Olivia was a late addition.
Oh, okay. So we're still waiting for them.
All right.
And you want to send.
Olivia can have mine. But they want to.
There's an extra one. There's an extra one.
You're not Sarah, so
Yes. It was really.
you can make the one. Do you have your name or we can make another song. We can make it.
And she doesn't have a name tag.
Mike's fine.
We're going to let the anticipation grow for a minute here. We are early. Wait to get started on a panel on Frazetta's Fiercest Females.
Okay.
I started 10 minutes ago.
There you go.
Yeah, everyone that's here, thank you for being here tonight. Is everyone enjoying Comic-Con? Yes? You tired yet? I was only on for an hour and I'm exhausted. I don't know how you guys do it. My God.
Public service announcement for those of you staying in the Marriott South Tower. In case you haven't gotten enough steps today, the elevators are broken, so you have that to look forward to.
I'm on the 15th floor.
Yeah, we talked about the hard way. But yeah, what a great. I don't know. I come to Comic-Con every year. This year feels like one of the best ones in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Having some fun. See some cool stuff today. Always. Well, we're about to see some cool stuff. Might as well get started. So this is welcome. So this is what has become an annual tradition of celebrating the work of Frank Frazetta, not just the artwork, but the legacy and the ongoing influence that Frazetta continues to have over popular culture in all of its forms. And we've done Conan, we've done horror, we've done fine art retrospective, but we are saving the best for right now, which is Frazetta's Fiercest Females. My name is Rob Salkowitz. I'm a writer and sayer of things about comics. I write about comics for Forbes and all kinds of crazy places. I teach at the University of Washington. At this panel, I am just totally a wide-eyed fan. I've loved Frazetta for my entire life, and he's been a big inspiration, artistically, but also just as a figure in pop culture. So it's just a delight to be working with the Frazetta folks to present these panels. At this panel, I'm going to be giving some Bosley vibes here. If you're old enough to know who Frazetta is, you probably are old enough to get a Charlie's Angels reference. This gang of fearsome ninja warriors are here to talk about Frazetta in all ways. We have starting at the far end here is Micah Sozo, a femme fatale artist extraordinaire. We have the mighty Olivia Bernardinis. We have Erica Fett. We have art curator, podcaster, and Frazetta art history expert, Taffeta Darling. And of course, Sara Frazetta. So, Sara, you probably know about the Frazetta girl persona more intimately than probably anybody. What do you think about the women that your grandfather created and how they're talked about, how they're reproduced here, and all that stuff?
Well, I started looking at his women when I saw Egyptian Queen hanging on the wall in their house. I don't remember where it was in their house. I think it was in the hallway, but I remember being so moved by that painting. The marble column, I think we have her somewhere in the slide, but
We all know what you
look at the marble. Apparently that marble was from a piece of marble in their bathroom at the time. He was inspired by that, and I just couldn't get enough of it. And then her outfit, her headdress, right? Like, she's just so commanding in this situation. So I've always looked at my grandfather's females as empowered as the males, right? They're just in the story. And anything my grandfather did, including females, why they're fierce, he made sure they were present in the painting, which makes them feel grounded and strong. So I've looked at a lot of, and I'm gonna cut myself here because I could go on and on and on, but there was definitely an evolution in the Frazetta female over the years. As an artist, you evolve and your perception changes, your experiences, your wife gets stronger and stronger. I think Ellie had a lot of impact on his depiction of women, whether he liked to admit it or not. But I think there's a fun evolution of his women, which we'll get to now.
Yeah, so, if we know something about the history of Frank Frazetta, right, that he started out doing comics and some illustration and stuff like that in the 1940s, and at the time, the popular culture depiction of women in, particularly in illustration, we had kind of the cheesecake style and Bill Ward and stuff like that. It was sort of the popular way of drawing women, and that is the environment into which young Frank Frazetta first appears. Taffeta, can you tell us a little bit about Frazetta's early evolution into his mature style from these early days?
Yeah, I think right now what you're looking at is something probably from when he was a kid at the Dawn Spell that never came back. That was the love story that he had. And what he's already kind of doing at this age, before a lot of the other people kind of like took notice in the magazines. You would see they were more like posed, they were more proper, and they were just kind of standing there. And here you can kind of see we've always used like the black and white to kind of give a little bit of motion. And as it progressed, what was that, Johnny Common, right?
Yeah, Johnny Common.
You know, you can kind of see it there as well, and not only in the cars, but as it progressed into some of the romance comics, like even like right here, oh, it's so good. Like all the motion that he used and stuff. So even like right here at the beginning, you can kind of
Micah, do you see those dresses? How I'm just gonna.
yeah.
Wanna see them?
Anyways, I really won't talk about all his black and white style, but you can clearly see already here how he's already got like the fierceness in the eyes, and he's already using like a cinematic angle, and he's already kind of like putting the women in the forefront. And I think that eventually evolves into stuff like the Egyptian queen, or you know the Catwoman, even gave that voice. Yep.
Now, Sarah, we were talking out in the hallway that Frank was something of a movie buff. He was probably going to the movies in the 40s and 50s and seeing, you know, femme fatales and stuff like that out of film choirs. Taffy, do you think that was an influence in how in some of the persona that he was trying to create here?
Oh, for sure, because even right there, like as you said, it's a shade of femme fatale look you've got right there with the tight dress and the curly hair, and also just kind of like the poise and like kind of the look over. It was very fierce feminine right there. Yeah.
Now, Micah and Olivia, you folks draw, you know, work in this tradition of this kind of artwork. Can you talk a little bit, like, what are you seeing in here? Is there anything that you're taking into your style from some of this earlier work, as you can see, sort of Frazetta's, you know, development?
Well, we all learn from the greats.
Olivia, talk. Yeah, talk to this. Lean up in it.
Lita?
Yeah,
They
just
told me
to.
to stay away from it.
Everyone has like sweet feminine voices.
Like this now.
Okay, Micah.
Okay, well, how did Frazetta work? What
Yeah,
is the
how did-
question?
Basically, in this depiction of sort of femme fatale, what are you seeing that has some commonalities with some of the work that you're doing? Do you get influence in
It's
this?
what interests me the most, and he was so incredible at it. I mean, but we were all, I mean, I was brought up on the movies that he was seeing, you know, I'm ancient, so.
Lean into the
Use the
mic.
mic.
Let's bring it in.
Hello.
Closer.
Is it on?
Oh, did he not?
Oh, now it's perfect.
I forgot.
You were talking about how you were being influenced by the same movies and the same sort of sets of
Yeah.
influences that he was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was fascinated by that. Can you hear me? I don't hear this.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
It's on, you need to speak into it.
Man, that's so obscene.
Yeah.
I'm too old for this.
Even better.
There you go. You can hold it. You want to hold it?
Does this go lower? All right, look, you answer next. I'm adjusting.
To paraphrase what she said that she came up on a lot of the same films and had a lot of the same influences, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she said.
We love femme fatales. I mean,
We love bad bitches.
good girls are not that much fun to paint.
Exactly.
Bad girls.
Bad girls. Like bad girls.
So, Taffeta, talk a little bit more about how he used this, not only in, you know, like in the dramas and stuff like that, but in romance, and then, you know, of course, we immediately start thinking of the fantasy work that he started doing in the 60s. How did that look evolve as he crossed from different genres?
He used definitely a different style at the time, as I was trying to explain earlier, when a lot of people were just kind of posing them. He was actually putting them like in motion, using a lot more dynamic poses. And like even right here, like, you know, you've got like this girl who's kind of laying down, the angle of her neck and like the intensity of her eyes, like that was something that actually wasn't being done a lot in like the contemporaries in that era. But if you see his work as it evolved, it's the same, but it's just even more intense. Like, look at Vampiro, just right there. It's the eyes are just, you know, just there. And then he was doing this just as he evolved.
When I just have to say something real quick because she just brought up the eyes. Since Frank can't be here with us, I want to read a quote about his women. My conception of women comes from what I've seen. I see the whole woman, right up to her kittenish eyes. I see lighting, I see the way the buttocks play, one against the other. I see the shape of the calf. I see the little turns of the head. I see all of it. It's all very personal to me, and people don't have to agree with my interpretation. So I just wanted to read that because I was like, you know, prepping, and I'm like, go Frank. Yeah. Saw the beauty in everything, especially women. So
Yeah, it was
that's why we love them.
S-curve, that actual like in motion like dynamo of the transforming side.
Everyone move their mic up.
We're gonna eat it today.
And then when we start looking at the painted works, right, we see more, he's using that medium for more fullness, for more roundness, you know, to get that. Sarah, what are some of the, like, you know, we have in mind, you know, you say Frazetta girl and you think of a certain physique. How is that, how would you describe that, like?
She's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's how I'll describe it. She's a force, and she usually has extremely strong glutes, which actually is a sign of health. I'm very upset about my legs not being very strong because that's how you actually gauge to live longer, and all those Frazetta girls are definitely living long. That pose right there, so my grandpa didn't really, he prided himself on not using a lot of references. He did have something of a photographic memory, he really did. But this one, I think he had a little bit of trouble with the lighting, and I actually found a photo of my grandma a few years ago in the archives doing that exact same pose. So that one is Ellie, even though, like I said, it was a 50-year marriage. So at the time when he was being interviewed, sometimes he would really hate my grandma. So when people would ask them, oh, it's you know, or make an insinuation that they're all Ellie, he'd get very defensive about that and say they're not Ellie. It's not, none of them are Ellie. That was Ellie. But yeah, I would just say overall, it's that Frazetta look, always with the face, the eyes, the lips are a certain way. They always kind of have this like, which I think it almost comes from him a little bit, because he was a very good looking man, but this like pursed lip, this like Frazetta mouth, and then the kittenish eyes, like he said, this very like heart-shaped face. So he definitely had, like, you see it and you're like, that's a Frazetta girl. That's distinct.
Now, we talked a lot about body types and things like that, but actually one of the more distinctive things about Frazetta is the way that he, is a sense of fashion and what these women look like in the scenes that they were in. Let's start with Micah about that.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hello. What would you like to start with?
Let's see. You know,
Go to one of the ones Robert, because he didn't design that costume.
Yeah, that
was Trina
not
Robbins, so
designed by
we
him.
can't do that.
I did do a tribute.
okay, so here's the night they
rated.
raided Minsky's, which is a Vegas showgirls look, or Egyptian Queen.
I love the Egyptian Queen piece. I've actually cosplayed that one. I do really like how he incorporates jewelry. It's kind of dripping off of their bodies, and you can do a lot with even just a little bit of fabric. You can indicate where someone's from, the time period, their status in society, and all those things. And I think he does a really great job indicating that. Very beautiful stuff. That clip, the animated piece of work he did, I see it go viral all the time, and that girl's running through a jungle with like
Tigra.
It's so pretty. She's so pretty.
The helmets and the headgear and everything that we're looking at here.
Power that those women have.
Sorry, yes, so Erica, you have, first of all, tell us a little about your experience actually embodying some of these characters in cosplay, and what are some of the considerations that you have to try and make these Frazetta girls come to life?
Well, Frazetta did a great job at kind of painting the picture of, you know, the turn, the mood, you know, the empowerment. And so for me, it's kind of like an alternate persona when, you know, I cosplay Vampirella, for example, and it's kind of like you put on the costume and you see the art, you see the references, and she has a lot of backstory. So it's pretty easy to kind of feel the empowerment when you become a Frazetta girl, especially with Egyptian Queen. That is one that is like incredible, and I know you said you cosplayed it too, so it's like, but he does such a great job at showing the empowerment on their faces in the actual full picture. So for me, it's very easy because he did a lot of the work for me. I just put the costume on, just
Do you find that you have to take a lot of time to get like the fabrics to match so that they drape properly, so they've got that sheen and everything that you see in the?
Yeah, so especially with Egyptian Queen, especially it's a lot of free-flowing stuff, and a lot of the, like the armor, I would say, like the metallic look is a lot of like detail, but it complements each other because you've got this like soft fabric mixed with like this metallic, hard, powerful metal. So to me, it's kind of like, it's the duality, right? So it's the softness, but it's also the power, so.
And this is a question for you, but also for the other artists about how important is the pose, and striking that pose and getting that physicality to make it like, yeah, that like, oh, you look like the Frazetta girl, that you are that character.
Oh gosh, well they always say the more uncomfortable the pose, the better it looks, and that is so true. I will find myself after doing a shoot, I'm like, oh gosh, I need to like stretch after this, but I mean, it's very easy, like you said. He does such powerful poses that you want to like get it just right, especially with his Vampirella cover. It was incredible. I'm still trying to recreate that, but yeah, for me, it's the more uncomfortable it is, the better it looks.
Olivia, in your work, how important is staging that pose to communicating the main thing that you're trying to get across in the persona and the characterization of those women?
It's very important. Can I rather talk about Frazetta?
Of course.
Can you hear me? Talk about Frazetta and how powerful those women were. And I'm not sure, but wasn't he working without Cap in the 50s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then he went to the 60s and 70s, and there was, this is my era, there was the sexual revolution, and so, here he had these covers. I'm not exactly sure of all the stories, but he had these covers, and this was in the zeitgeist of what was going on. It was sex, freedom, the pill. I mean, there was a whole lot going, and I think it gave him the freedom to be so sexually powerful. I mean, I'm always amazed. And the body of a Frazetta woman is a fertility body. It's made for sex, Well, and the men too. I mean, you can say that the women are sexualized, but the men are sexualized too. In fact, the whole Frazetta painting is just, God, really.
It's just a good time.
Turn the air conditioning up. Michael, would you agree?
Well, hell yeah. I think so. I really appreciate that you mentioned the context around what was going on in history in relation to his art, because I do feel like a lot of that type of art is decontextualized in today's society because we're just looking at, bikini art, right? But it's like, there's a reason why they did that, because women were experiencing a form of liberation. We were able to be more free, and everybody was experimenting with that. And that art is a reflection of that,
Yeah, Sarah, if you could speak a little bit to that, because this is definitely like a critical thing that comes up when we talk about Frazetta's depiction of women. It's like, oh, he's objectifying women. They're there to be, admired by the male gaze. Speaking as a male, that is not entirely untrue. But what are some of the differences between being an object in a painting versus being a subject, the way that your grandfather depicted it?
Well, I think like Olivia said, I mean, you look at the men and the women, they're both sexualized, and that was just who Frazetta was. He was a very sexual person, and it came out in his art, and I think that's when you do really good art, it's a piece of you coming out, and it's a piece of you that you might not be able to explain, or it's vulnerable, it's weird. That's the point of art. So when people feel that way, and maybe feel like a little uncomfortable sometimes looking at Frazetta art, you got to do a little deep diving then, right? And Olivia's like,
Who feels uncomfortable?
not as many people are as enlightened. You would be surprised. Yeah, I know, but right? Like we're all here. Like, why? I wonder how.
Imagine how powerful that was
It's-
back in the 60s and 70s.
I can't even
When you
imagine.
saw that, I mean, people were, I know I did, and I bought his first book, and I was working for the men's magazines at that time. And I mean, I had a lot of erotic artists, I bought their books. There was no way of getting reference back then. And I was lucky enough that Frazetta's first book came out, and I was so struck by the power. And not only the power of the people in it, but the power of the whole piece. How it just circled around and the eyes just drove right into the characters. And he had a whole, he just thought, it was fucking amazing, the way he thought of it. I would have loved to have seen him make a film. How amazing would that have been? Would be hot.
I know.
Amazing, yeah.
Very erotic. No, go keep going, will you?
And go, you go.
Oh,
I'm
you-
hogging it.
No, you're not wronging it at all.
We love it.
We like your stream of consciousness right now, it's great.
I just think this is why the macho men like Schwarzenegger and Balboa, I forgot, and Clint Eastwood all went toward him. It was a very macho, you know. Do I think he cared about the women's feelings? No, I think he saw. No, I mean, you know, he saw what a powerful painting that would make, right? And I mean, you could see. The only pisses me off that he could do this so quickly, just like playing baseball. Oh, I got a painting to do, and then
I think
Right?
you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
his main objective was to just have an incredible composition. His main thing was design, right? So you come up with a composition, you flip it upside down, you see if it works upside down, it's shapes, it's what's interesting to the human eye, it's like what makes music so great, right? It's all about composition. So he would think about that first, and then he'd get excited, and then he'd think about the characters and what's the story, and do I have to follow the story that's in the book? Usually not. I mean, this grandpa, he was just beating to his own drum, but he was definitely interested in, again, just everything being appealing. So that's what a painting's supposed to do, a picture's supposed to do, just make us feel and travel into another world. So, I don't think he was definitely not consciously thinking like, is this woman empowered? Like that wasn't Frank Frazetta.
The feminist movement wasn't on his mind.
No.
But I tell you, the shadows that he put in was so powerful. When I see, I don't know the names of these.
It's
I
okay.
I know the pieces so well.
Or any of
The
them?
woman rising out of the lake, and there's these big monsters. And what is that?
It's right there.
No, not that one.
No, not
This was, she had a powerful eyes. Oh, they all have powerful eyes.
Oh, sorry. Why did I not put sewage? And now you're too far, Rob. Don't go back. We're in dangerous territory.
Never mind, I'll get That's all right.
Yeah, Olivia's talking about the painting Sea Witch, which I'm sure most of you in here have seen. And yeah, that, I think like I said earlier, my grandma, if any of you knew her, she was such a force. And his women, the evolution of his women definitely became a little bit more like just fierce over the years. And I really do believe, I mean, that was who he was with every day. When you're with the same person every day for 50 years, it rubs off, right?
I'm almost 50-year marriage.
You know, you get it, like that.
I know.
That sticks with you. So I really do think a lot of those, like that strong woman depicted in the paintings came from my grandmother, because she was a force. If anyone met grandma.
Taffeta, can you talk a little bit about how that conversation goes in the art world and the art collecting? Are people concerned, you know, like oh, that's a sexist portrayal, or thing? Has the conversation, I guess, evolved?
No, that isn't affected at all. Over the last few years, the sales are just constantly increased, and I mean, they're going for millions of dollars, you know, in plus, so I don't think it actually like hinders it. And considering like the age of collectors right now, like is kind of in a weird way aging out. You know, there are people who are my age who are like buying these things and spending millions of dollars, or people who are like maybe just a little bit older than me, so I don't think it actually affects it. I think if anything, it's just kind of it's the longevity of it.
Are the dollars that are coming into the market changing the perceptions? It's like, oh, people are voting with their wallets. It's like this stuff must have, you know, artistic merit because obviously people are willing to pay all of this money. Is that part of it kind of getting rid of some of the critical concerns? Does that make sense?
Kind of, but I don't think so. I think the people who are spending the millions of dollars like are already willing to spend that amount of money because they kind of appreciate it and they like what's out there.
People like it because they like it.
They like it because they like it, exactly. And I think if anybody in here was able to afford an original Frazetta, we would probably buy it regardless if it was like, you know, nude or not.
Fair enough. So these are, a lot of these are like dangerous women. They're armed. They have weapons. They're ready to attack you, or with their eyes, they're ready to.
That one.
Right?
That one. Stay on that one. Joe and I, my partner, were talking about this today. And he's like, I think she's kind of like a damsel, you know, at his feet. And I said, this is from Rogue Roman, by the way. And I said, absolutely not. That's like half cat, like a shapeshifter almost. Like that's what's so good about Frazetta's art. You can make up your own stories. He left that moment of like happening right before, after. You don't know what's going on, which is great for the imagination. So I look at her and I'm like, that must be a shapeshifter because that thing's gonna pounce and bite your neck and eat you in the middle of the night. What do you guys think? Damsel or cat?
Cat.
Cat, right? Okay, thank you. Joe, you're overruled.
And actually, this is a good time to pivot to the audience participation phase. If anybody here has questions or thoughts or inspired about any of these works. Yes, sir.
I know it's not my favorite picture is, it's not a gamble picture, it's Conan Manning. And my second favorite picture is Desperation. And I believe I've read somewhere that was the last picture he was working on before he passed. He was revising it again. It was the cover, that National Lampoon cover with the girl at the stake and the big game hunter. And he changed it to a guy one with and one without a helmet. What was his final version of that?
His final version was, in my opinion, it's kind of sad, but it's also beautiful, was a ghost of my grandmother. It became Ellie, like it was her hair, it was like this short haircut, it was translucent, and he was working on it actually the day he passed away. He was in Boca Grande in Florida, and he had that one on his easel, and it was, I mean, the layers of paint, it was unsightly, and the Grandpa, you couldn't tell him to put it down, right? It's his art, so he was very stubborn with that. But yeah, that was a little unfortunate. He kept painting that one, but we do have it, and we had it displayed in the museum in Florida, and that one is obviously going to be in the family forever since it's such a sentimental piece.
Is there a releasable version? I don't think I've ever seen it. I mean, I try to. There's a picture of him with it at the easel behind him. I try to zoom in on it. I can't really grasp what he was going for.
I'll post one now that you brought it up. I guess, I don't know, I guess I'm being critical of it by not posting it, but with the story attached to it, I'll make sure to post it online.
Other questions? Yes, sir.
I wanted to expand on something that Olivia was talking about, being a teen of the 70s. We saw the drawings and the paintings in the Playboy magazines and such. And when Frazetta came out and we saw him on the cover of whatever it was, it emboldened people. It was like, well, they look a lot better than the ones that are in the magazine over here. And that kind of gripped me at the time, you know, being into girls at the time. And also the way he depicted the males in it. And it was a lot different than the old gladiator movies that were on TV or anything else. And it's one of the reasons why every Comic-Con I give an homage to Frank Frazetta. And also being from New York, I like his attitude. Somebody tells him, hey, what are you painting the women like that for? You're talking to me?
Exactly.
It's my painting. That's the Brooklyn attitude.
Absolutely, we never lost that.
Yeah.
And thank you.
And that was nice in the stories that you read about and how
Yeah.
it was.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, no
It's really
problem.
sweet. And you're right, he gave them vitality. That was why he liked fantasy so much, because he got away with pushing the boundaries of the human anatomy, and no one could tell him it's wrong or incorrect because it's fantasy. So anything that was like the shirt you're wearing, Silver Warrior, right? There's nothing attaching those polar bears. How does the sled get around? And he was like, it's fantasy. So he really liked that, and he did push that, and I think inspired people with like just overall strength, and just like you said, even just feeling alive, right? Like that's what Frazetta did. He put this life in his paintings that gives us this visceral energy looking at it, and there is something really stark, like special, weird magic about looking at his originals, because I just had his self-portrait out not too long ago in my studio, and ooh, at the eyes, like there's just, I mean, anyone, I do have to say, because we're in California, anyone that can get to the Lucas Museum when it opens, he will have a lot of Frazetta originals, and now that it's on this coast, it's a great opportunity, because seeing the originals in person is so special. It's nothing like the reproduction. You have to see his paint strokes, and just, like I said, that magical energy that he put in the art.
Do you know if that's gonna be a permanent exhibition, or is that just
That's George's collection.
That's George's
He's been
collection.
he's been collecting for
Yeah,
years.
so for those of you who don't know, that was just recently announced that like they are leading with the Frazetta stuff in the way that they're marketing that museum. They have big ads around that. So yeah, if you're anywhere near LA, try and get in there. I know I will. This way.
Yeah, well, we all know about how Frank Frazetta just recreated Conan, the image we see of Conan, the image we immediately think of in Conan is the Frazetta version, not the earlier versions. Are there female characters that Frank Frazetta basically recreated in a similar way?
Well, I mean, he did do the first illustration of Vampirella, so I would say Vampirella, and I mean, Deja, right? Now, I have a question for the audience. Is it Deja or Deja? Because I was just told on the floor that it's actually pronounced Deja. Does anyone know?
Deja.
It's Deja. I was like, maybe he was messing with me, just so I could come up here and embarrass myself. Perfect. But I would say Deja, and I mean, really, not to sound pompous or anything, but any illustration that he did, he kind of redefined who it was.
And also, the source material that he's working with, Tarzan and Conan and stuff like that, largely male protagonists, and yet he found ways to incorporate these women into these illustrations and make them the equal of the men, even if they weren't like a title character. We don't know who some of these characters are. Is this from Venus or what? At Earth's core. So, is she a protagonist in that story, or is that just a scene that he picked out because he could make that woman the center of attention?
Isn't that Deja?
No. This is at Earth's core. This is a different.
I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
I should. I don't.
Wasn't that the cover of Geary?
No, that was at the Earth's core.
Okay.
I have a question. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Yes,
two questions.
I'm told that Golden Girl was a watercolor, and I don't think Frank used a lot of watercolors. I'm also told that watercolor is very unforgiving, and yet he somehow made the perfect nude woman I've ever seen. I've had other artists recreate that scene for me just because I love it so much. I don't know how he did it, because you screw up, you're done for.
We have the same favorite. I say that all the time about Golden Girl, besides Egyptian Queen. And then I want Olivia and
We're
Micah
both
to talk.
objecting.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about the watercolor. Go.
You can screw
Artist.
around with watercolor. Okay.
You can cover your mistakes with gouache.
You can move the watercolor around, you can rub it off, you know, get it off. They're tricks. You can really create a painting with watercolor, and maybe there's gouache in it too. And you know, maybe he added a few other things in it, you don't know what all he might have did or just thrown anything in it. The thing that always amazes me about him, that everything is so sexualized. The animals. Come on. The animals,
I
they're all frank.
I've said this before.
They're all frank.
Look at the looks, look at the expressions of those kids.
I mean, really. It's a Brooklyn neighborhood.
No, let me ask you. Is it less forgiving though than like acrylics and oils? I mean, is it a little bit?
I don't do oils, you do oils?
Not anymore, but I mean, you have to be more patient. It does require a level of control. For
Yeah.
sure. But you can work it if you know what you're doing, for sure.
And he did know what he was doing, so.
He knew what he did.
Yeah.
See, I like the Black Panther almost as much as the center figure. The cats
Right.
was tremendous.
Yeah, everything had that vitality in it, that just life. Thank you for,
Actually-
I've been saying the same
The
thing.
animals, they
Oh, that too.
cats like that, yeah. Yeah. All
Actually, to
right.
put our panelists on the spot, what are people's favorites? Like, what are your top,
Ladies.
Frazetta female portrayals?
I think mine's kind of a bit more old school. I really like Dawn's really light. There's just something about her sailing on the top of the cliff, like being like absolutely. Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, like with the way he like depicts just like her face. There's so much freedom and joy in her face, and I think it's a little bit different than some of the other more intense faces. And she's just, I don't know, she's so chipper, and I think that's probably why she's at the top.
She's
of
one
mine.
with nature. There it is.
Erica,
Yeah.
what-
Oh gosh, Sea Witch. That was the one that drew me in, and it's actually my background on my computer right now, so I love Sea Witch.
Have you cosplayed? Stephen?
No, oh gosh, I would love to though, so, oh, yeah, I know. Oh, everything. I just, to me, it's beauty, it's just beauty.
Olivia, do you have a
I have no favorites, they almost all of them make me wanna cry.
Because they're so damn good and it's like, how do we do that?
Yeah, really.
Like,
Probably the Egyptian queen. I'm biased.
in the conversation about the guy with the bear drawing the sled, and the idea that when Frank painted it, it actually looks more real than if he had thought through, like he could convince you that that was the case, you know, like no matter engineering, physics, it doesn't matter. Also, the way that he presented these women, it's like the pose, everything sold it in a particular way.
Kinetic motion.
Yeah.
This one has always been a favorite.
His one cat girl, right? Like that was impossible lighting, Moon's Rapture, impossible lighting. He didn't care. It was again, it's about the final result. It's about the design. So if something like a harness is going to take you out of that, he would look at it as a designer and say, I don't like this. Or in one of the paintings, John Gore Fights Back. There's a bow and arrow, and he didn't actually want the string in it because it was taking away from the viewer's experience. So he made those decisions, and I think they were all very, very good decisions. But Rob, there was one other question here. I didn't forget you.
Hi. My question is, we're here paying homage and speaking about your grandfather, and all you women here have done something incredible for this culture. What is going to happen next for comic books? Where are we going to go in the future? Right now, AI is taking over. Anybody can put a whole something into ChatGPT and create comic books, but how can we stay true to the art form, and what is going to happen next, or what do you want to see happen next?
Micah, you want to start?
Come on, man. First question. Well, I think that more than ever, I think that there is value to things made with our hands, and also people have to keep cleaning up those drawings. I think that there are people who still have something they want to say, and you can't do that with ChatGPT. I'm sorry, you can't.
Amen.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm working on a graphic novel, and I don't know what's going. I know what's going on out there, and I'm ignoring it because if you look around, which I do often, I get totally intimidated by it. So I just have to move on with it, which I've done my entire career. I've always felt I was inadequate. All these things go on. You just have to sit down and paint and keep working at it. So I've got this graphic novel about something, a woman that people might think is the bride, but it's not. Excuse me, but I have to read this because I say things backwards. I tell jokes backwards. This is about I'm writing with my husband Joel Barron and Academy Award winning Martin Munier. Our story is a retelling of Mary Shelley's, a reimagining of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, except it isn't. In this version, Frankenstein's experiment doesn't succeed, it fails. And the consequences of that failure are far more profound, far-reaching and dramatic than if he ever had brought the creature to life. What his failure does bring into the world is Frankie, a being whose origins are far more complex and whose fate is more extraordinary than anything else raised from the dead. So that's what I'm working on.
Any other thoughts on this topic?
I just think everybody's in this room because they admire this art and they have personal love for it. And I think as long as humans keep creating art with heart and soul, that will always inspire true art. And I think that we just have to be hopeful that people get inspired by other art and keep creating art. So.
Do you have thoughts there?
I personally just think that it is going to create like a renaissance of handmade art, like you're saying, and people are going to hopefully, you know, I feel personally like I've been in this like this void of this like, you know, this phone for, I look at my life like 10 years on social media, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to really crave, just because there's a saturation of like everything online, like I mean, so I think we're going to just create more human connection, and through that is going to get more handmade art, and just people, like you said, wanting to go talk to the artists and learn about what the process in your head was like behind these characters. And like Micah said, you're not going to get that that soul when you just put in a 10-second prompt and spit it out. It's just not gonna replicate. It will be. Right now, I just don't want to get too into it, but I just think that we're in the wild west of it, so everyone shouldn't be too concerned, because we did think the computer was going to kill us all in 2000. So I just think it's going to be end up being a tool and more regulated. Like if anyone remembers the internet, it was crazy before the regulations started, and that's kind of what the era that we're in right now. So I'm like Olivia said, just ignore it. If it bothers you, just stay in your little hole and create and consume what you want to consume. There's enough of it. So that's all I have to say.
And if this topic interests you, yes. If this topic interests you or anybody in the room, I'm actually doing a panel on exactly this subject at 2 o'clock tomorrow, where we have a group of artists and people on the policy advocacy side on how creators can fight back and reclaim their rights, and around regulation, litigation, technology countermeasures, all the different ways that we can reassert humanity in art in the face of all of this stuff. So, no free ads, but come at 2 o'clock. We can talk all about that stuff.
What do you want to say?
I just wanted to say I'm really optimistic about the future of art, because I've noticed the artists that are younger than me taking an interest in works like Frazetta's and Eve Gonzalez and all the classic commercial art from the 60s. They're trying to recreate it, and it's really beautiful to see. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, the younger generation is pretty inspiring. I have to say, they are really diving deep into that culture that was our golden years.
So we have some exciting announcements that we want to conclude this panel with, but before we do, I'd like to do a quick lightning round, because the gentleman that was asking about the what female character has Frazetta reinvented in the way that he's reinvented Conan. Well, almost we don't need the primary character for that. You look at a character like Death Dealer, right? It was from the painting, and now we have a story around that character. Berserker, some of the other characters that first appeared in pictorial form now have a backstory. What Frazetta girl that he depicted in a painting should have a book, movie, comic book, series about them?
Sea Witch.
Probably go. Probably like the Catwoman.
Woman with a scythe.
Yes.
Your turn.
She keeps doing this. The Egyptian queen.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on there.
Olivia says all of them.
Yeah, I do.
Because he has those investments. Any accessory or piece of clothing that you would like to take from a Frazetta girl and add to your own wardrobe?
Probably anything that Deja Thor's has. Like, she's been one of the icons for me as far as like sci-fi women go, and even though it's not a whole lot, I think every like piece is pretty intricate and very powerful. So I take it all.
I would say Vampirella's original, but I think he hated that one, didn't he?
He did.
But I love that. But oh gosh, Sea Witch though too. You know.
Anything that would fit.
Oh,
Micah.
Well, not to be that guy, but I have a lot of stuff that looks like that. I'll take more though, anything.
That's a good answer. Anything. Yeah.
Anything made of solid gold with jewels, and you could sell it and maybe afford one of the originals.
I want everything from the night they raided Minsky's.
No.
So if anyone can make that for me.
That would fill up the whole wardrobe. So are we ready to reveal some
Yes.
secrets, make some announcements?
Do we want to have the ladies tell everyone where, or are we going to leave that for the?
We can, either way. So, actually, okay, before we move to the announcement portion, so where can people find you at this convention? Where can people find you online? Where can people find your latest cool stuff?
Come on.
Again.
Oh my God. I'm in aisle 500, but you can find me at the Gucci store.
Yeah. Oh my God. You can find me on Instagram. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I've been signing for heavy metal, which I'm on the cover of, and just doing sideshow things and moving around, going home and working. All right, your turn.
So you can find me on Instagram at Eric Fett.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's just the Taffadron.
How about your podcast?
Well, I do a horror podcast. You can just find us on, I guess where you watch your podcasts or you listen to them at Nightmare Logic.
I assume everybody here knows where to find Frazetta Girls online.
Now to the announcements. So another tradition that we've been doing every year, 'cause it's just so fun, is announcing our newest icon collectible action figure. And this year we have 2 announcements because we're ambitious. So for the first one, Rob, there we go.
There we go.
Now, this one was kind of obvious, we've been teasing it for a little while, but Deja Thoris is finally coming for her prince, John Carter, because he's been very lonely. So if you move on to the next, there she is. So this was photographed by Trevor, where are you? There's our amazing photographer, Trevor, he is incredible. He had one night to shoot her, no pressure. If you move to the next slide, Rob, you'll see her close up. We're very proud of her. We think she actually really captures the Frazetta face, which is actually extremely challenging to do in this 3D form. And I have one other, do not go to the next slide yet, Rob, but I have 2 special guests that I'd like to bring up on the stage. Billy Tucci and Deborah Tucci. Come on up here because you have to be here for the energy in this. Come on up, guys. Billy, get your butt up here.
Well, I want to bring her the.
Oh, thank you, Deb. Thank you. Okay, so. Go on to the next slide now, Rob. Frazetta, Billy, you want to tell a little, just a nutshell version of how this came about?
Hi, I'm Billy Tucci. I'm a comic book creator as well, and I have a character called She, which I created, and is back in 31 years ago at San Diego Comic-Con. Frank was there signing, and we were like, it was insane, just the buzz that he was at a booth signing, and me and a couple buddies of mine went up there, and just, I don't know the connection or what, but we became friends, and he's my hero. You know, like a lot of us, Frank Frazetta was my hero, and I'm like, so I got his phone number, and I talked to him on the phone all the time. I mean, one funny time he called, and he's like, hey Billy, it's Frank, and I'm like, Frank who? He's like, Frazetta, what the fuck's the matter with you? Oh my God, Mr. Frazetta. But, and I asked him to do a She painting, and I guess he liked it, and he did a cover to our book, She Senryaku, and the whole industry went apey. They just could not believe, and I'm like, I just asked him. And I think he liked me because that's how your grandfather was, that kind of, and I'm kind of like that too. We're from New York as well, and we like all the same stuff. He like even like World War II aircraft, things like that. We just hit it off. Like I said, I love them. You guys are family, Sarah Ann and your mom and your sisters.
Your family.
They became like family.
And then Billy, how did this come about? I asked him. so let's show her off.
Yeah, so
She and
Wow.
There's a She act from Frank's cover to capture Frank's style of Anna Ishikawa, and I'm just over the moon for it.
we're so excited.
Yeah.
And She is my favorite thus far. We're gonna have the figures up here, Joe, soon? Okay, so She is very delicate right now because she is not articulated yet, but it's the painted prototype, and we got her out of the box, and I said to Joey, I go, oh.
Yeah, just when Joe sent us this.
I love the hair.
Yeah.
They did a great job modeling.
And I like her second face, the face where she's like this. I like that face,
Menacing face.
But I have to say though, knowing like as Frank would paint, you say that they may be fragile, the action figures fragile, the prototype, but you are a Frazetta girl.
Oh.
You are your mom. These are talk about forces of nature is Sarah Ann and Holly and your grandmother too, because you yelled at me, your grandmother, a few times.
She yelled at me too. I didn't even know what she was yelling
at. But I drive out there and I bring, bottle of wine and cake and stuff, and like no one brings a bottle. I'm like, I'm going over someone's house.
Bring cake and wine.
Bring a bottle.
Bring cake and wine. That's here. This is the etiquette lesson.
So I'm wondering if you should say and I should step off because right now I'm the luckiest guy in the room. And Olivia, I mean, I have all your books. You are just like hero of mine too. Like, you are amazing. You're an inspiration, and this is awesome.
I met Frazetta. We met Frazetta walking down the aisle. I mean, it was like in the 90s. I don't know. And all the Comic-Con was admiring him sort of to death. They were ripping him off. I mean, it was everywhere. And then Frank would just walk right out. I was with Kevin Eastman, and he introduced me. And it was like a mere mortal among this whole empire he created. It was amazing.
100%. I mean,
Very lucky
just a
to have
presence, and you saw him, and he had his jacket on, and he's sunglasses, and his hair is done. And he's just,
Oh yeah, no.
And people like this, and he didn't like people like that.
And
He didn't like
no
if
one
you're
knew who he
never
was.
or just like he didn't like it. If you like, oh my God, you're Frank, so you're effing awesome.
I
He
should
said,
have
good to
said
meet
that
you.
then.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're a beautiful woman too, so I'm sure he's doing you.
My dad was from Brooklyn, so I understand some of that macho comedy that he paints. So I really do understand that. Yes.
Obviously, a topic that we could talk about
Thank
all
you.
night. Unfortunately, we're the only thing keeping you from happy hour or dinner plans at this point. So let us thank you all for coming tonight.
Billy, Dad, Billy, y'all get up there.